Matt, what do you got for me?
Blizzard Entertainment.
Okay, all right.
What do you know about it?
What if I just knew fucking like the entire history of the game? Like,
That'd be perfect.
In 1989. No, I know that they were named something else at one point, and then they became Blizzard. They are a huge success story and also like a cautionary tale. Because like, I don't know, I feel like when they merged with Activision, like, psh, beep,
See ya.
they were on top of the world, literally, with World of Warcraft and even previous to that, StarCraft, Warcraft. Like every IP they had was god tier games. You know, they were running the RTS market, damn near created or blew up the MMORPG genre. And then the thing that I think was maybe like the first in the armor that I can remember. It's a very racist word.
Right.
What should I say instead of in the armor?
I'd stick with that.
Diablo 3, I feel like the diehard Diablo fans weren't feeling 3. Because 2, the character building and everything is very strict. There's not a lot of respecs. And then Diablo 3 is just, you could do whatever you want with whatever you want. It was wonky and people weren't a fan of it. And then
Diablo 2, it was a action RPG, a hack and slash for hardcore people that played those kind of games.
Especially in the late 90s. Like,
yes.
People who played PC games in the late 90s, I feel like they were like, you are a fucking gamer.
We're legit gamers.
Like,
and then after Diablo 2, Blizzard kind of shifted more to making games more accessible to a wider audience. So Diablo 3 was more casual.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a lot of slip-ups, like with the auction house.
Oh, God,
and everything about that kind of ruined the experience, or, you know, it just didn't make it. Like, what's the point of playing the game
if you could just
killing
spend real
all the
money.
demons and going through everything? You can just like, oh, I'll just pay $20 and gear my character out. Like, it just takes the point away.
And obviously, they got rid of the auction house. Good move, but our friend made like $500 selling fake things. I think their idea was, previous to that, people would buy and sell shit for like World of Warcraft on eBay, and Blizzard probably saw like, we could be making some money through this. And
why give them a cut when we can just do it?
Yeah, so people were just spending real money on fake things. I'm sure millions of people got fucked over, like products weren't delivered and all this bullshit. So they probably were like, we can regiment it and keep policies in place if we do our own auction house, and we'll get a little slice off the top. And then it was a shit show.
So StarCraft was what it was. It's still a national pastime, and StarCraft 2, in my opinion, is better than StarCraft 1 in every way. Graphics, the AI, the units, everything is better in StarCraft 2.
Is that a hot take?
So I think StarCraft 1 was still played after StarCraft 2 came out until the remaster. And now I think they play the remaster and something.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just different. Some people like 2, some people like 1.
Yeah.
This whole thing kind of, when they merged with Activision, they went from a company that seemed to be focused on making a quality product, delivering it to people that want to play games like that, to let's make money. Let's satisfy shareholders. Let's make some money.
Well, and I think, wasn't it last year or the year before, I remember like Blizzard shared record profits, like $7 billion in the year. Somebody high up in Blizzard still was like, we didn't have enough microtransaction sales this past year. Like they still were like, it's not enough. And then layoffs are constantly happening. It's like, what are you guys doing with that money?
Right.
$7 billion and your company's like, we got to lay people off.
And that's like, I forgot what what year, but they lost like 30% of their player base over the last like 6 or 7 years across all their titles. So that's including that too.
Yeah.
Still got to squeeze that sponge and get more.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is that's making that happen, how they're making that money up with all that player base. Is it still World of Warcraft subscriptions making them a lot of money? Is it microtransactions?
Yes, both.
Yeah.
So now there's $15 a month for your World of Warcraft fee. Like, you can't take your character from WoW Classic Vanilla into the Burning Crusade without paying a fee.
Oh, for
And it's
real?
a lot of money.
And people do it.
And of course, everyone does it. They don't want to start over.
Well, yeah.
You used to have to work really hard to get cosmetic rewards and mount rewards.
It was a, yeah.
Where now you can just log in and just steal your mom's credit card. Just boop. And instead of taking 100 hours to level your character, now you buy a boost and boom, you're...
It's a slap in the face to their original fan base.
Right,
That was a good rhyme. Another major misstep was Warcraft 3 Reforged. That should have been a layup of a remaster. And
advertised a product and didn't deliver it. And people like me who pre-purchased the game a year in advance, no, just fuck you.
yeah, here's basically a reskin of a game from 2000 whatever 3.
You couldn't connect. And one of the things that makes people mad was it's just a reskin. Matches are getting dropped.
They showed a bunch of amazing cinematics that was going to redo the campaign, and then the cinematics were just shit tier cinematics. And yeah, that doesn't really affect the gameplay, but still.
And when they launched Warcraft 3 Reforged, they took away, I think they utilized the same, you might have to check me on this, they utilized the same servers from the original Warcraft 3, so it tanked the original Frozen Throne game.
Yeah.
You can't play it online anymore. You have to play Reforged. Why are they releasing games that aren't ready?
There's a lot of games nowadays. I mean, imagine that. I mean, granted, games are way more complex now, but like there weren't patches for games that were on cartridges or pre-PS3 and Xbox 360. It was just like, this is the game.
Right.
And, there's a bug in it that's never going to go away. Unless it was on PC, people would mod it. But still, what do you think would happen if, and this will never happen, I doubt, if they split off again and Blizzard was on its own? Do you think it's entirely Activision's fault that it's like they're income driven rather than design driven?
One major point is a lot of the old senior devs have been laid off or have chosen to go to different projects. That makes a huge difference.
They're not at Blizzard anymore. So,
and I think a lot of it is with Activision. Everything was great. I mean, they delivered a great product. They kept up with it. There wasn't all these microtransactions. They were on top of the world, like you said. World of Warcraft came out. It was just pay your subscription fee, play the game.
The amount of fucking money they were getting monthly out of that game
ridiculous.
Is insane.
Ridiculous.
Millions and millions of dollars that they could then put into, let's see how much money we can make. No, let's make good ass games.
Yeah.
They probably put a lot of it into Diablo 3, which it's not a terrible game.
No.
It's just the original fans probably weren't super happy with the casualization of it. And even that, I remember when Diablo 3 came out, it like the servers were shit.
Yep.
It was one of the first games I remember where you have to be online. You have to be connected to the internet to play it. Even if you're not playing multiplayer, you have to. What was that called?
DRM. I think they felt so shortchanged as far as MOBAs go. They arrived late to a party that they made the competition for. So Defense of the Ancients was a mini game in Warcraft 3. It spawned off into its whole separate thing, and it was owned by Valve Corporation.
Then League of Legends cropped up from that and blew the fuck up.
So they went to court over the rights to, I don't know if it was the name Dota, and they lost. So when they came, they were way after League, way after Dota. They came with Heroes of the Storm. They were coming in full steam ahead. They wanted to have a whole pro league and everything. They were throwing money out. Well, then all of a sudden they just dropped everything and they canceled everything.
The gaming model of League of Legends and Dota 2 is a great model. Free to play, but people spend fucking money on those games. Same thing, Heroes of the Storm. They were probably trying to capitalize on that, but they were. I haven't played that game, but I'm assuming they were focused more on how do we make money with this IP rather than how do we make a good IP.
There's a lot of microtransactions. There's loot boxes and stuff you can buy, just like Overwatch.
Yeah. Hearthstone, I feel like was a pretty good gem for them.
Hearthstone was great. I love Hearthstone. Hearthstone, like out of like all the card games that I've played, I've played all of them. Like I think Hearthstone's probably my favorite, you know?
The way the game plays itself.
It's just good. It's a good game. You don't have to go like, especially once COVID hit, like it eliminated the whole in-person thing, so you can just play online, which is nice.
You think they're too far gone now?
I think a lot depends on how Diablo 2 Resurrected
that could be
comes
a Band-Aid over how bad they fucked up with Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Right. And from what I've seen from videos from the technical alpha, I felt comfortable pre-purchasing it already.
You're going to get fucked over again.
Hopefully
it's not going to play.
Hopefully not. I've seen enough where I'm pretty confident that it's going to be a good product and it's going to be fun. And I'm going to play it like way too much.
And then they have Overwatch 2 coming out, which why
I don't get that.
Just make expansions or keep building upon
Overwatch.
Yeah, whatever. Diablo 4, which
Diablo 4.
I mean, think of Diablo 3 they announced when 2008.
Long time ago.
And then it took, I mean, it was like 4 or 5 years, but like people were waiting on that game because it came out in 2012, I think. So Diablo 4, I'm sure is going to be the same thing. It's been announced, but that shit ain't coming out, I would guess, for another couple of years.
And if you're going to sell a game for $60, you can't have microtransactions in it. You can't.
Or if you do, they can't be like pay to win. It may be some cosmetics or whatever. Like Path of Exile has a lot of that where the money you spend on the game isn't gonna, you could spend zero money on the game, enjoy it just as much as somebody who's a degenerate who spends $12 on some glowing wings for your character that do nothing.
Right.
But then on the game, you can spend money on microtransactions that add different types of stash tabs and stuff, like just quality of life improvements. Path of Exile's model is pretty good, and I gotta imagine Blizzard has been paying attention to grinding gear games for their dev on Diablo 4. I think Diablo 4 is going to be a step towards Diablo 2's more hardcore. I don't think it's going to be as casual as Diablo 3, but maybe I'm just being hopeful.
Hopefully. We'll see what happens when it gets here. I don't
want any fucking normies in my chat.
Me neither. I only want people who would rather play Diablo 4 than have sex with a girl.